We're staged for another run of nitro-fueled NHRA talk. It's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, with Marty Huff and 10-time NHRA winner Doug Herbert. Brought to you by Hercules Tires. Now, here are your hosts, Doug and Marty.
This is The Straight Line on Drag Racing. Thanks for stopping by our half-hour of horsepower. Appreciate you being with us. Robert Hight takes John Force Racing to Z-Max Dragway's winner's circle, and Coletta Motorsports is on a roll. We'll talk with our head honcho, Jim Oberhofer. The burnout is complete, and we're set to launch another edition of The Straight Line. Wherever you may be, coast to coast, around the world, this is The Straight Line on Drag Racing at MRN.com. Along with four-time IHRA Top Fuel champion, 10-time NHRA National Event winner, and quite possibly the busiest guy on the planet, Doug Herbert. I am Marty Huff, and when NHRA comes to your hometown, you're usually a really busy guy, but when you throw on the Breaks Gala on top of everything else, you're just over the top. But it was a good time had by y'all on Saturday night, I'm telling you.
We had a great time. And yeah, like I say, every time the NHRA races come to town, we either have our gala, our golfing, a pancake breakfast, or something.
Right.
But this last time around, we had our gala. We moved it to Saturday night, and we moved it to Quail Hollow. Yeah, the same Quail Hollow where they had the PGA tournament a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. Felix Abates hosted the event. Jay Billis was the speaker. John Roberts and Jeff Hammond, NASCAR TV aficionados, were our MCs for the night. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was really
Alan
good.
Johnson got up and sponsored for the next 5 years our classes in Memphis, Tennessee, for Clay and Donna Milliken in honor of their son Dalton. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Felix Abates stands up and he says, "Okay, I'm sponsoring for 5 years too. So tell me what you want to do." Rick Hendrick wrote a nice check and supported Brakes for $25,000. We raised a whole bunch of money, and we're going to save a bunch of teenagers' lives. So
Yeah.
super lot of thanks to Felix and everybody that helped us put on the event last week. And Mimi has been going crazy for the last several weeks, along with everybody in the Brakes office, Matt and Jane and Terry and Allison and Todd and Jesse and everybody on down the line. Just did a super job. So thanks to everybody at the Brakes office for making that event our best ever. That was our biggest fundraiser ever. We raised, not sure the exact number yet, but over $200,000, maybe closer to $300,000 was just a great day.
Yeah,
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and everybody had a lot of fun and a good time had by all, and going to a great cause in the Brakes Foundation. When we return, we'll talk to the funny car winner in Z-Max Dragway, Robert Hight. Will join us next.
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, this is Joey Meyer, championship spotter, adequate pilot, and co-host of MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse. Join Woody Kane and I every Monday at noon on MRN.com as we debate the biggest stories in NASCAR.
Back for a year again is Kyle Petty.
I always laugh when we talk about a race car driver designing a race car track. Let me do it.
Oh, there it was. I just designed one.
Woo, I made a circle.
Log in every Monday at noon or anytime on demand at MRN.com for MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Welcome back to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's more with Marty Huff and Doug Herbert.
Appreciate you being with us this week here on MRN.com and The Straight Line. On Sunday at Z-Max Dragway in the Press Center, after everything was all said and done, Robert Hight was in the media center, sitting down, having a cold beverage because he was still in his driver's suit, just about burning up. I came around the corner and shook his hand, and he goes, "Well, I guess I'm talking to you this week." And, well, as promised, here's the driver of the AAA Chevy Camaro for John Force Racing. Robert Hight joins us. Robert, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, guys, and thanks for having me on today. I mean, it was a long dry spell where I didn't get to call and talk to you guys.
I know, we weren't liking that. It felt like we lost your number there for a while, Robert.
I know it. Now I've got you on speed dial.
Hey, the performance of the whole John Force Racing team, pretty incredible. Right now the funny cars are 1-3 and Force is hanging out at 8th, but we won't let that fool us for very long because we know what he can do.
Yeah, right.
And then Brittany and the dragster at 4th. Pretty good positions for JFR to be in right now.
Yes, we've definitely turned the corner, and we're doing better. It's Jimmy Prock coming back on board. That really was a boost in the arm. I mean, we've been chasing for a long time, okay? And I feel now that I don't know that we're ahead of anybody, but I think we're on an even playing field, and I also believe that there's more work to be done and some more performance in these Chevrolet Camaros that we're working on.
Well, it seems like, sorry, Marty, it seems like quite a few times this year, throughout the year, the John Force Racing cars have had low ET, top speed, #1 qualifier. I mean, you guys aren't lagging much behind in the performance department, doesn't seem like.
No, exactly. And, then once you find the performance, then you got to race it, okay, and be smart about that. And that's really what I was impressed with about mine and Courtney's car. We were, either one of us were low ET every round on Sunday there. And that's pretty cool when you can do that. And, and I tell you what, when the DSR cars go out early, especially now that the countdown's here, you really got to capitalize on that, and getting to the final, for me, wouldn't have been enough. We needed to get that extra round because it's pretty hard to put 6 great races together in a countdown, and those other guys aren't going to be lost. They're going to roll right into Maple Grove this coming weekend, and they'll be right back and rebounded.
And speaking of which, you didn't back into this thing. A murderer's row coming through your back bracket. Matt Hagan, Tommy Johnson Jr., and J.R. Todd, all stout cars, and beat all of them. I mean, that's really impressive. You had to have been looking at that bracket going, wow, what do I have to do to win a race here? But you did.
Exactly. Yeah. Saturday night, I looked at the ladder and I'm thinking, my God, if we win this tomorrow, boy, we're looking good. But that's a heavy lineup to go through. When you qualify well, you don't think you're going to be racing Matt Hagan first round. And truthfully, Matt Hagan's the car out there that can perform run for run with mine. You see him running the 370s, and you see him running, close to 340 miles an hour. That thing runs well. And so it's not like a normal first round where you go up there and you just, be conservative and go down the track. You got to go up there and try to get as much out of that racetrack as you can get, because Hagan in the other lane with Dickie Venables as his crew chief, that's what they're going to be doing.
And, Robert, it seems like Jimmy Prock getting down and being conservative is really not that. I've known him for a long time. That's not really his deal.
No.
He doesn't do that. He likes to go for the jugular every single time. And, and obviously he's got all the experience behind him to show that. But then also the rest of this year, a lot of the tracks that we're going to are going to kind of favor his style. And you're going to, they're kind of like the all-out tracks, too.
It is. It's fun. Jimmy definitely likes to get out there and be low ET every round, and sometimes that can win you rounds because it creates the other guy deciding that he's got to push harder, and they smoke the tires and screw up against you. You definitely want to put some pressure on these guys, but man, right now Jimmy has a good handle on making the thing quick and consistent, whether it's hot or cold. And a lot of times that's not that easy to do. Sometimes some people run good when it's cool or run good when it's hot, but not both. And right now we've got that going on, and not a better time for it to be happening than, here in this countdown.
That's for sure. Hey, Robert, tell us about the final round. You go up there and you had an 019 light. Was it just Robert Hight being dialed in, or were you rolled in deep, or that just?
I rolled in. I rolled in pretty good. I was 54 first round against Hagen, and I'm pretty sure I rolled in at least 3, maybe closer to 400s in the final, and so that's ballpark with where I was at first round. Final round, you don't have to worry about lane choice the next round, and the quicker you can just get in there and be ready, the better I do. And if you're not having to think about really shallow staging, it seems like you can do a little better. So, no, it wasn't a guess. I didn't get away with one. I'm glad I didn't roll any further, though.
Well, I think it was a great job by that and a great round. And like you say, in the final round, all you care about is getting the finish line first. So rolling in there a little bit deep, hey, you know what? Turns on the wind light. Good move. I think it's a great move.
Yeah, it was exciting. When they told me that, until I looked at the video, but I rolled her in there pretty good. That was kind of a John Force move.
Robert, when you started this crazy funny car business, did you ever think that you'd get to 40 wins? A big win this weekend put you at the 40 win plateau. Not many people have done that.
No, that's a big number. It's amazing. And when you look at all the hard work that's gone into all 40 of those wins, from all the crew guys and the crew chiefs and everything, that's a big accomplishment. And truthfully, I'm back with the guy that got me most of those 40 wins, Jimmy Prock, and that's pretty exciting.
Well, and it's a pretty good team that you've got there. In addition, obviously, to Jimmy Prock, Chris Cunningham, and pretty much an all-star cast over there at John Force Racing, Mike Neff, and on and on. And you guys have a pretty deep bench.
Yeah, when Jimmy and I were together before, Jimmy really didn't have anybody, to work with and bounce ideas off and help him. I'm so impressed with Chris Cunningham. They work well together, and Chris Cunningham definitely has it going on. He, when Jimmy asks him a question, he has an answer, okay? And it's not one of these, well, I think this or I think that. He has an answer, and I'm impressed how they work together. So I'm pretty sure Jimmy is a better crew chief having Chris Cunningham on his side. And other than that, basically, for the most part, that's still the same team that I won the championship with in 2009. So it's fun to be reunited, and we're having a lot of fun racing right now.
Brittany stayed to test on Monday. How did that go?
Did really good. First run, it went out and it shook, and that's her first taste of tire shake in a funny car. She got right out of it, and then I think it ran 390, which was a real good run.
Yeah.
And then 397, I think, the last run. So, and she drove it straight as an arrow. She did a really good job.
Well, that's great. What is the plans for putting her in that funny car? You guys must have a motive here. Next year we're going to see not one of those long cars over there in the pits?
No, there is nothing set in stone right now. It's kind of all depends on what sponsors want, but having 2 licenses gives you options.
Yep. And options is not a bad deal. We were just going over the weather forecast for Reading coming up. It's pretty much going to be the same as Charlotte, mid-80s, a little bit humid. Are you guys prepared for that?
Oh, yeah. Yep, we're going to be just fine. A lot of times you go to Reading and you've got cool conditions, or, last few years we've had qualifying shortened by rain. So it doesn't look like we're going to have any rain, but it is going to be very similar conditions to what we just came off of, and that's kind of encouraging.
Well, that's really good. 3rd win of the year. Great job by you and the Auto Club team over there this week, and keep it up the rest of the year. Does Jimmy Prock have any little secrets in his pocket? I know he seems like at the end of the year he can always step it up a little bit. Yeah,
Jimmy's he's changed a bit. He definitely, like you said earlier, he's aggressive, swings for the fence, but we were going to test after Indy, and then we were going to test after Charlotte, but Jimmy really doesn't want to change much right now or change his train of thought. A lot of times you test and you try new things, and it might screw you up to where you want to go try that. Well, when you change something, it takes 20 runs for you to really decide whether it's better or worse. And we don't have 20 runs right now. We have a pretty good setup. We've got a race good with it, and it's going to fall where it falls.
Well, Robert Hight, congratulations on your win this past weekend at ZMAX Dragway, the points leader, and looking pretty good going into these last few races.
Thank you. ZMAX is the premier facility. We love racing there, and pretty exciting that Bruton's building a 4-lane racetrack in Vegas for next spring.
And we can't wait for that, and that'll be next spring, coming up just behind the 4 wides here at ZMAX Dragway. Robert Hight, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on the win, and good luck in Reading.
Thanks, guys, for having me, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon.
Absolutely. Driver of the Auto Club Chevrolet for John Force Racing, that is Robert Hight. And when we return, guy that had a lot of success this weekend, both in with the dragsters and with the funny cars. We'll talk to Jim Oberhofer next.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing? MRN.com. Opinion pieces from award-winning motorsports writers? MRN.com. Race schedules, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcast elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
One final lap in the Daytona 500. Joey Logano has the point. Junior crosses over.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
It's The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, once again, here's Doug and Marty.
Big thanks to Robert Hight for joining us on this week's Straight Line. And joining us on the guest line right now is the crew chief of the Mack Tools Dragster. He's also the VP of Operations at Coletta Motorsports and one hell of a ballroom dancer. He is Jim Oberhofer. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. A heck of a weekend for you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. It was a really a great weekend for the Coletta team. I mean, with Doug winning and then Richie Crampton runner-upping in the Seal Master car, and then our 2 funny cars making it to the semifinals. I mean, we were real close to having 4 cars into the final of the whole deal, and that was just would have been amazing. But it was an amazing weekend for our team, regardless.
Yeah, 4 cars in the semifinal, Jimmo. That's pretty impressive. Is that the first time that's happened?
I'm not sure if it is or not. I think we've been close before. I think we've had 3 in there, but I don't think we've had 4. And it's it's a big deal. It's a big step for our team. I mean, we've been working really, really hard, over these last couple of years. I mean, obviously, Don Schumacher's built a great team over there, and for them that might be a little bit more commonplace for them, but for us, that's something that's new to us, and we're excited about it, and we're hoping that we can keep on doing it. And, we want to be considered, as good or better than the Schumacher team, and we want to be considered good or better than the John Force team. So, and then there's also a lot of other teams that we're trying to be better at, too, Torrance and, all those guys that are out there, like that are just an amazing group of racers.
Well, Jimmo, in the Top Fuel deal, Doug Coletta racked up the number 1 qualifier, low ET, won the race. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that for the Top Fuel bunch.
No, it was a pretty amazing weekend for our team, and to qualify number 1 and win the race and race our teammate Richie Crampton in the final. That was a testament to the hard work that everybody here at Coletta Motorsports has been putting in. And realistically, that Sealmaster car, if it wasn't for the blower belt coming off on Q2, it probably would have been number 1 qualifier, but we'll take it any way we can get it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was impressive, and not only what you did out at the track, But you really helped us a lot on Saturday night out at the Breaks Gala and got on your costume, and you did a heck of a dance and really got everybody going at our party. We've got a little video. We're going to roll it here on our video, but I know everybody that was there thought that was really, really fun. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and all the guys. I know you were busy with the races and everything that was going on out there to take the time off to come out and show us some of your moves, man. You got it.
It was fun. It was fun. It was a little nerve-wracking because when you're doing something like that in front of your peers, guys that you race with, and that's a little bit different than going and doing something in front of a people that they don't know who you are and don't know what you do. But it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, and obviously for a great cause, and that's what it's all about.
Well, I'll tell you what, I almost didn't recognize you when you first came up to me with that costume on. I was like, that guy's pretty big, about the same size as me. Who is that? Oh, well, Jimmo. I mean, that was really good, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and Connie and all that everybody over there has done for me. I was so mad that when you asked me on Saturday night, hey, are you going to be out the races? Yeah, I'll come out there tomorrow if you guys win. And then when we left the Panthers game, Jesse wanted me to take her to the Panthers game. We went to the Panthers game. We were leaving the game, and I was like, oh, man, Jimmo is going to win this race with Doug. I know it. So we got to get out there. We got out there, and I started feeling sick. So at any rate, I was pissed that we didn't leave and get winner's circle picture with you and Doug and Connie. But shoot, it was I got to see you, and that was the most important thing.
That's right. That's all that matters.
Yep, I got to see the win light come on for Dougie. That was pretty cool. And leading the points now, you guys are in a great position for the rest of the year. You know how to win championships. You've won plenty over there back with Scott, and then with Dell even just a year or two ago. So, you know what? This is looking to me like this might be Doug's year.
Well, we hope so. In 2014, we started out the year great. We went into the playoffs number one in the points, and we kind of fell apart in the playoffs. And, this year it's kind of been, the first part of the year, the regular season. I mean, we really struggled. I mean, we made it to the final round at the first race year in Pomona. We made it to the final round at Norwalk. But really, other than that, we've kind of just plodded along more than anything. Second round semis and lost a lot of close races. And getting that first win in the first race of the countdown was huge for us. And hopefully we could keep that momentum going. And there's nothing more that I would love to do than to help Doug Coletta get that first championship.
Jimmo, you mentioned the Sealmaster car. It's been kind of a strange season for that team, starting off with Troy Coughlin Jr. and then about the middle of the season or so, he resigned his position. Richie Crampton has stepped up. If you're going to get a guy in the middle of the season, Richie Crampton's not a bad guy to put in your car.
Well, Richie, the way everything worked out, I mean, it was perfect that Richie was available. Richie's a very talented guy. Not only is he a talented driver, but he's a talented mechanic. He's very good working on the race cars. He also builds a lot of these race cars. I mean, heck, he built, Steve Torrance's car, which, that car is one of the best cars out there. And, he's built a few of the other cars through the Morgan Lucas Racing chassis shop. And we're just very, very fortunate to have him part of our team. And, very thankful that both Morgan and Forrest Lucas and Charlotte Lucas, that they all were good with Richie joining our team. And we sure do like having him as part of our team. I mean, he's just a great addition to the team. And, he obviously did a great job driving the car there in Charlotte and in Indy. And, we're very fortunate to have him. And, we're also very fortunate to have Troy Coughlin Jr. I mean, he is a great young man, and I see nothing but great things for him down the road. I mean, he's, for him to do what he did and take a step back and say, hey, you know what, I need to get some more experience in an A-fuel car, that was huge. I don't know anybody who would have had the courage to do something like that. And I know it was a tough decision for him and tough for us, but for him it was a really a courageous thing to do. And I just wish nothing but great things for that young man moving forward, because he's such a great kid and part of a great racing family. And, I talked with him a little bit today, and, he told me what his plans are with the A fuel car moving forward. And it's cool. And I hope that he can get back on his feet and get back in a top fuel car down the road. And because we need guys like him in this class, and we need guys like Richie Crampton out there racing as well too. So it's a good thing. Everything's good.
Hey, Jimmo, what happened, and I wasn't out there to watch what happened in the semifinals, but you guys had something in the pits, and I guess Doug got in the car in the pits, and you had to rush up to the starting line. Tell us about what happened in that wild thrash.
Well, we're not completely sure how it happened, but we went to go warm the car up, and we had the number 5 cylinder was running very, very hot, and so we pulled the valve cover off, and we found an O-ring stuck in one of the nozzles, and it was basically blocking off the idle nozzle of the number 5 cylinder. So that cylinder obviously got very hot. So we're like, okay, we have that fixed. Well, we go to start it up again. Well, now number 8's running hot. So I'm like, hold on a second, we've got something wrong here. So instead of trying to dive through and figure out if we found every piece of O-ring, we just said, you know what, we're going to change the cylinder heads, and we're going to change the manifold and get back up there and run. We felt we would have a better shot at that being successful than thinking that, maybe we may not have gotten everything out. Because what we really needed to do was take, every jet out, make sure we had nothing plugged up. Something weird happened, and we're still not quite sure how it happened, but it happened. But, my guys, they didn't panic. They, put these other cylinder heads on, put another manifold on. We had plenty of help from the Global Electronic guys, the Wix teams, anybody that was around that could help us. They were there to help us. So it was truly a team effort to get us up there. And car went up there and obviously ran very well in the semis, beating Clay Milliken. I tell you, if it wasn't for the team effort, I don't know that we could have got it done.
Well, that was a great run. Great job by, like you said, not only the Mac Tool guys, the team that you're directly over, but also all the other guys coming over and pitching in to get it done. Great job this weekend winning at ZMAX Dragway, Jimmo. Really so proud of you guys, and keep it up, man. Go out there and get that championship this year for Dougie and Connie, and I'm sorry that I missed being in the winter circle with you. I was pissed at myself. When I got home, you called me when I'm pulling in the driveway. Where are you at? And I was like, oh, man, shoot. But I sure appreciate it. I can't tell you how much it means to me.
No, it was a great weekend for our team, and it's, like I said, it's been a long year, but since Sonoma, I tell you, the catalyst for us that has really got our team going and got our team motivated was J.R. Todd in the semifinals at the Toyota Sonoma Nationals. I mean, he, smoking the tires, think you're dead in the water, and then he drives around Jack Beckman, and that just fired this team up like you wouldn't believe. And, and then Alexis winning at Brainerd was a huge shot in the arm for this team. And obviously JR winning the U.S. Nationals, and now Dougie winning at ZMAX. I mean, it's been a good second half of the season so far for us.
Right, you guys have had 4 cars in the winter circle over the last 5 weeks, right? That's not too shabby.
No, that's not too shabby, especially when you're having to butt heads with the Forces and the Schumachers and the Torrances, and,
right?
All them people of the world. I mean, that's definitely a not an easy task at all.
Great job, Jim. We appreciate it, and congratulations on the success. I'm sure it's going to roll through the end of the year.
Thank you guys very much.
Vice President of Operations, Crew Chief of the Mac Tools Dragster for Coletta Motorsports, Jim Oberhofer, joining us on the Straight Line. When we return, we'll wrap up another great edition of the show.
It's O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today and check out store-wide savings, plus earn double points on over 250 items. It's our way of saying thank you. If you're not already a member, sign up today during O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month. It's fast, easy, and free. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you or your family love the freedom of swimming any time of year, if you love sharing good times and making great memories, or if you want one of the best total body workouts ever, then it's time to discover the 3 C's of your very own endless pool. The first C is convenience. Imagine swimming year-round in your own private swimming pool, installed indoors or out, just steps away. The second C is comfort. With sculpted spa seats and your own adjustable temperature, you can easily escape the stress of your day. And the third C is cost. Your endless pool is an affordable luxury at a fraction of the cost of a regular pool. And here's a bonus C, choice. Because when you call for your free Endless Pool Idea Kit, you'll receive information on our full line of pools to suit your budget and location.
Call now for free information. 800-283-8089. 800-283-8089.
You're listening to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, back to Marty Huff and Doug Herbert.
Big thanks to Robert Hight and Jim Oberhofer for joining us on The Straight Line. Other winners from the Pro Divisions at ZMAX. Tanner Gray is really doing well this season. Racks up another win. Now the points leader for in Pro Stock. I can't remember the last time a rookie won a Pro Division. Maybe L.E. Tonglet, but man, it's been a long time. He's got a really good shot at it.
It really does. And they didn't just win the race and then, think about how good they did. I was out there on Monday at the track, and they were out there testing on Monday.
Yeah.
So they're definitely not backing off. And I'll tell you what, great job for that whole Gray Motorsport team.
Yep. And in Pro Stock Motorcycle, Eddie Krawick getting the job done. Boy, the Harleys love ZMAX Dragway. Andrew Hines has usually been the one that wins there. I think he's won 5 times there, but it was Eddie Krawick. I think they've got these new street rods figured out.
Well, it sure seems like it, because low ET, top speed, and winner of the race was from the Harley Davidson. So I'm thinking that the Vance and Hines teams, they really haven't figured out, and they're going to be hard to beat going into these last few races.
Yeah, and no question about that. And I tweeted on Sunday after the Pro Mod final that maybe they should consider a burn down contest instead of a burn out contest. The Pro Mod final was a massive burn down between Jonathan Gray and Stevie Fast Jackson, eventually won by Jonathan Gray. So 2 Gray family members in the winner's circle at ZMAX Dragway, but a fantastic burn down, about 2 minutes worth. So and Pro Mod's going to come down.
Who won the Pro Stock burnout contest this week, by the way?
There wasn't one. So yeah. So I think they've backed off on that just because it's the countdown. So that's what they're doing. So congratulations to all the winners at ZMAX Dragway, and thanks to everybody for helping us out here on The Straight Line. So for Doug, I'm Marty. We will talk to you next week on The Straight Line.
You've been listening to The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Straight Line is the show for drag racing fans and was brought to you by Hercules Tires. Tune in again next Thursday on MRN.com and the MRN app. The Straight Line is also available on demand in MRN.com's Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and in iTunes or the Google Play Store. The Straight Line is a production of the Motor Racing Network.